Hello and welcome back to Witchy-Woo Tarot. My name is Chris and this reading is for the twin flame soul connections out there. It will not be for everyone watching, but if this is your story, please let me know in the comments. And if not, be sure to check out my other videos for messages you need to hear. And remember, time, energy, and gender are fluid, so feel free to reverse roles however you see fit. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much to my new and returning subscribers for all of your love and support on my channel. Your comments and energy, it's amazing. I love it. It means so much to me to be able to connect with you on this level. So if you haven't already, please be sure to check out the description box below for all of the avenues on which to connect with me on social media if you haven't done so already. So guys, with the full moon lunar eclipse right around the corner and so much more going on astrologically, it is already time for your December twin flame soul connection forecast. So for more astro talk, be sure to tune into my collective reading where I will be announcing the winners of November's giveaway. So look out for that video tomorrow. It will be all about the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. So this is for the twin flame soul connections out there, as I said, and however you label yourself, we will be diving into the divine masculine and divine feminine to see what energy will be at play for the month of December. So, as I always say, it is not about gender. It is about positive and negative energy and finding a balance between the duality of our own soul. So, whether you identify with divine masculine or divine feminine, just know that the energy is interchangeable depending on where you are in your own personal spiritual journey, okay? And as we know, this is about your journey, your ascension, not so much about another physical person, but what that person does to awaken you and help you to rise to higher levels of consciousness, okay? So let's see where the energy is at for the divine masculine and feminine and see what energy or theme or lesson will be at play. So for the masculine, we have the sacral chakra. Excuse me, now my throat's all crazy like. And for the feminine, we have emergence. Beautiful energy. So for the collective, we have authority. I feel like this card has come up before when I've used this deck for these readings. It comes up a lot actually because it reminds me of the Emperor. It reminds me of the masculine energy. So the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So this card is about the evolved masculine energy, okay? And so as you can see, we also have the number 10 here. I feel like in general, there's really going to be some sort of a completion of a cycle happening in December for a lot of you. And that could mean literally anything. This is general. So I feel like this is also a reminder of like a leader, okay? You can't be a leader if you're pompous and you just tell people what to do all the time. You have to integrate the power and authority and the power and control bit with being sensitive and wise and also very receptive and feminine in a sense, because you need to have that balance, right? So what I'm feeling right now is that the masculine and feminine collectively are starting to gain balance between their masculine and feminine energy, or that duality within themselves. So learning that it's not just about one or the other, but it's about integrating both and acting in both all the time, right? So right now the masculine is in this sacral chakra energy, okay? This is about sex. It's about sensuality, your attraction, your desire. So the frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance into our lives. So the masculine is really focusing on what it is that drives them, what it is that really lights that fire in their underbelly and gets them going, right? This is them really seeing the fact that they can actually manifest, okay? There's a big magician energy here, okay? It's kind of sexy almost too. And again, it's about desire. So I really feel like For the masculine, they're going to be moving towards what it is that they desire, okay? Moving towards what it is that lights the fire within them. So for the feminine, we have emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So for me, I feel like the feminine is truly just allowing things to unfold the way that they should and will. I don't think that she's trying to force anything any longer. I don't think the feminine is relying on a certain outcome. She's kind of just trusting and watching and reveling in everything that's unfolding around her and being thankful for it. Again, emergence is that energy of emerging from a cocoon, right? And we know that the feminine has been transforming and going through a lot to emerge as this evolved and spiritually conscious and awake, evolved, ascended master feminine energy. And that's what we've been doing. We've just been rising and rising. But right now, instead of focusing so hard on what's to come, she's just allowing things to be. And that's really beautiful. So good for you, feminine. Let's go ahead and dig into the masculine energy and see what's going on in the thoughts, feels, and all that good stuff. So I'll be using the Tattoo Tarot. And for those of you who want to know, that was the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, which I love very much. So let's see what's going on in the Tattoo Tarot for the masculine. Goodness, I'm putting that back in and I'm going to shuffle. So what is the masculine currently thinking? What's going on in their conscious thoughts about the feminine? Or in regards to... Okay. In regards to the feminine, as the card literally bounces off and flies onto the floor. So we have the Four of Cups. Interesting. So let me line these bad boys up and then I will go on to explaining them. So what's going on in the masculine's heart space when it comes to their feminine? What is the masculine feeling? What is the masculine feeling for the feminine currently? Okay. How does the masculine view the feminine? How do they see the feminine? Oh, wow. Look at that, you guys. The Empress coming out again. Continuing on from the last reading on what the masculine was desiring. So what are the intentions of the masculine? How does the masculine intend to take action towards the feminine, or what do they intend to do? How do they intend to act? Or their intentions for the feminine in general. This is also like what do they want? Like, what does the masculine want with the feminine is the more accurate question. But I guess that's also the desiring aspect. So how does the masculine intend to act? Wow. So we have the Five of Coins and the World. And so you guys, I don't usually read reversals, but the Five of Coins, I believe, and the World came out in reverse. So we're going to talk about both of them because I feel like there's a dual meaning there. As there is with every single tarot card, guys. There's always multiple meanings. So take the card meanings however you want, or however the message resonates with you. Okay, so what is the masculine's desired outcome? What is the masculine's desired outcome with the feminine? Okay. The Knight of Cups. Wow, very romantic energy coming from the masculine. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck and then straighten out the cards. So, wow, so we have the Page of Swords coming up in the masculine's recent past. So it looks to me like the masculine has spent a lot of time kind of wanting to say things, but not. Because the Page of Swords to me is someone who has a lot to say, perhaps, who has something important to say maybe, or wants to connect with you, but they're holding back on doing so. And I think it's because right now, the energy I'm getting is like not wanting to misspeak, not wanting to speak prematurely. And so I think the masculine has been spending time kind of watching the feminine and kind of seeing, what they've been up to. This is also the stalker card. They've been keeping an eye on you, feminine. As you can see, we have the eye here too on his neck. So it's almost like he's like looking this way, but he's got his eye on you from the side. So, also with this snake on his hand and him holding this sword of truth, I kind of feel like the masculine is doing so because potentially what he has to say, potentially the information that he has to share with the feminine is not something that would be like unicorns and rainbows, right? It might be something cutting. It might be something that will hurt. And so perhaps that's why they're kind of holding back right now, because they might be afraid if they say something too soon, if they're not ready to move forward with the feminine, that they will end up potentially hurting her. So let's see what we have for the masculine's thoughts. Four of Cups to me is all about focusing too hard on the disappointments of the past and missing the opportunity that the divine is handing you, okay? So I think the masculine is starting to see where, yes, there's been a lot of those disappointments, and, there's been a lot of tears shed regarding how things coulda, shoulda, woulda worked out between the feminine and the masculine. But I think the masculine's starting to see now where all of that stuff kind of needed to happen in order for the chance for a new beginning, okay, with the feminine. And that's what that cup is coming in from the divine. It's the divine's way of saying you went through all the bullshit so that you could be given this, right? This pure, true cup of love from us. Like, we planned this for you, dude. And so everything you went through, all of that bullshit, they're starting to see where maybe they have spent a lot of time looking or caring about what happened in the past and not seeing this for the opportunity that it is. Because as we know, without the masculine running, the masculine energy running, it wouldn't have prompted the feminine to go through her awakening. It wouldn't have prompted her to rise and rise like we spoke about earlier. So masculine's becoming more aware of the disappointments and why they needed to occur, and also seeing the opportunity that is being presented to them, all right? And so in their heart space, we have the Three of Coins, which is all about building and working together. This could also involve a work situation. So some of you might be connected with your masculine via a work situation, but I feel like in their heart what they want to do is they want to build something with you, feminine. They want to build a future with you. They want to work together. They want to collaborate, and they want it to be stable and real. They don't want it to just be some, flimsy thing. They want to start building a real foundation with you, okay? And so, feminine, how they view you, we have the Empress and the Four of Swords, and rightfully so. So again, going back to that emergence we were just talking about, the masculine sees you arriving in this Empress energy and showing up in that energy consistently. And not just because, we're all powerful and we're the best or whatever. It's because we have done the work. We have healed. We have surrendered to the connection. We're letting go of outcomes and expectations. And we're wanting to heal from the heartbreak of the past. So the masculine is viewing the feminine in her true elements. He is seeing and understanding, again, going back to this, that everything that happened was not just because he needed to grow or go through it or whatever, however you see it. It was also because the feminine needed to do so as well. There were lessons the feminine needed to learn that only the masculine could teach her through that separation, okay? So let me fix these cards because they're really getting on my nerves, guys. Let me slide this under here and make some more room, actually. Golly. Okay. So let's talk about their intentions. So as I said, the Five of Coins and the World came out in the reverse. To me, what this means is the masculine intends to bring this relationship out of this lost and locked and out in the cold type energy. They know that they left the feminine out in the cold and that they chose someone else. Perhaps this is also the masculine coming out of a place of lack and finding their financial stability. Because Five of Coins is about financial troubles, but it's also about a lack mentality as well too. So, you know, maybe the masculine in general is just coming out of that place of lack and intending to close out whatever cycle that they're in, whether this is them still needing to release karmic situations or just closing out, like I said, that way of thinking, closing out that cycle of instability and coming into a new cycle. So as we know, I don't usually read reversals, but I wanted to give you that insight as well because, like I said, there are a lot of different storylines that could be happening right now. So Five of Coins and the World, like I said, I think that this cycle of lack is ending for the masculine and they intend to end it, right? They intend to move forward into a new cycle because as you can see, their desired outcome is the Knight of Cups. So let me come over to this side and see if I can maybe fix the angle a little bit here because it's kind of getting on my nerves. You guys already knew this was going to happen. If you've ever seen any one of my videos before, you know I'm going to mess with the cards real fast. Because I just gots to, okay? I just gots to do it. So, let's put these down here. And yeah, like look at this skeleton too, this skull right in the middle of these coins. I just feel like this is symbolizing death. I think this is going to be like an ending of a cycle for the masculine. And with the World too in reverse, I think because the World can represent like world travel, I kind of also get the feeling that the masculine intends to stop running from the inevitable and the fact that this cycle is going to be coming in, and focus on actually just making it happen and letting it come in and happen because that's what's supposed to happen, right? So let's talk about the Knight of Cups. The masculine's desired outcome is romance, okay? They're wanting to come forward with an offer. They're wanting to show and tell the feminine how they feel, their true feelings, okay? The Knight of Cups can also be very fickle when it comes to love because of fear, all right? It's not because of, oh, I want to, you know, manipulate you emotionally and tear you down. No, this is someone who is very romantic and wears their heart on their sleeve. They're very just upfront with how they feel. They can be a little emotional sometimes, and so I think it's the fear of being rejected or being hurt that causes the Knight of Cups to sometimes trot in and trot back out. So, you know, some of you may be getting, you know, communication from your masculine in a very kind of romantic energy. At least that's what the masculine is wanting, okay? That's how they're wanting things to go. So that's really great energy from the masculine. I feel like I said at the beginning, with this sacral chakra energy, they're really going to be pushed to go after what they desire. And as we've seen in the recent collective readings, the masculine hasn't really known love until, oh my goodness, we have a commercial, guys. Sorry about that. So the masculine hasn't really known love until meeting the feminine, until getting that awakening, that call. And so I love that energy for the masculine. Let's see what's going on with the feminine. That commercial actually scared me. I was like, what is happening right now? So let's see what's going on for the feminine. We have the Vivid Journey Tarot. Very interesting reading so far, guys. All right, so feminine, what do we have for the feminine's thoughts, their conscious thoughts towards the masculine? What is the feminine's conscious thoughts towards the masculine? Ace of Swords. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. What is the feminine's heart space looking like in regards to the masculine? Two of Cups. Not surprised yet again. All right, and feminine, how is the feminine viewing the masculine currently in the month of December, please? Nine of Cups. Wow, very bold energy from the feminine. What is the feminine's intentions? Anything else from this shuffle? We do have one kind of wanting to come out. Okay. Okay, so like I said, guys. All right, so High Priestess, Three of Swords. And feminine, what is the feminine's desired outcome? Feminine. Anything else for desired outcome from the feminine? Anything else to clarify the Two of Swords? Ace of Wands. Okay, interesting. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck for the feminine. We have the Six of Wands. Victory, success, public recognition. I feel like we've got this for the feminine as well. And going along with this general energy of emergence, the feminine is stepping up into her fame, okay? Whether it be actual fame or just, metaphorical fame, stepping out into the spotlight and being successful in her ventures. The wands represent the soul, so the feminine has been actively pursuing her path, her soul's mission and purpose. She's been ascending on this journey and focusing on her spirituality. And so the feminine in her recent past has been, it's like she's on display. It's funny because we have the masculine watching her and viewing her as the Empress. And this, it's true. I mean, the feminine is stepping up in her power. And it's just so obvious. And we've been talking about how the feminine lights the way for the masculine and all of these things. And it's true. So speaking of true, feminine's conscious thoughts, we have the Ace of Swords. This is the truth. It is the clarity. It is the hidden that is revealed. This is what the feminine is thinking about. She is bringing down the sword. And whether the feminine is revealing truths herself or whether this is something that she is thinking about coming from the masculine, something that she's wanting from the masculine, I think that she's focused solely right now on the truth in general. Okay, living as her true self, being her true self, and just, I feel like kind of waiting for the truth to be revealed. I keep hearing the word revealed. So I think the feminine is wanting the truth to be revealed at this point. And, like I said, that's no surprise. As we know, a lot of feminines are waiting on communication and some sort of clarity as to what the situation is between the masculine and feminine, right? So in their heart space for the feminine, we have the Two of Cups. So in her heart, she still desires this union. And again, I said not surprising because that has always been what's been in the feminine's heart, is union with her divine masculine. This is harmony. It's divinely guided. It's balanced. She's desiring this perfect relationship, I feel like, where both people are satisfied with themselves. And I just feel like this is like her heart's desire, right? Having this perfect scenario with her masculine where they finally come into union, right? But the way that she views the masculine right now is, it's like, be careful what you wish for, or like, it's like that energy of like thinking you've got everything you want, but there's something missing. And so with the Nine of Cups here, I feel like she's viewing the masculine in this energy of like, perhaps they appear happy or they appear like everything's going fine, but what they're missing is that cup of love, right? They're missing that final cup. And so where they might be getting all of their all of what they wanted or asked for in the physical realm, it's like they see and they know that the masculine's not truly satisfied, okay? And so I think that also she views the masculine as her, like, wish come true, because that is also what the Nine of Cups is about, is getting your wish. But the first thing I heard was, like, be careful what you wish for. And so I think that the feminine is kind of watching the masculine perhaps put on a show. As I mentioned here with the Knave of Swords, he's looking off in this direction, but there's an eye open. And so I think that the feminine kind of is aware of, like, what's going on, as I said in the last reading, with the masculine and what's happening in their present moments. It's that feeling of just knowing what's going on, even though you don't really know what's going on, but sometimes you always know what's going on. You know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about that again. High Priestess, that's exactly the energy I just explained. Knowing shit without knowing how you know the shit, you just know it. High Priestess is all knowing. She's balanced, she's intuitive, she's very wise, and she holds a secret message. And so I think the feminine's intentions, being the High Priestess and the Three of Swords, just tells me that she plans to transmute this heartbreak and use it to fuel her power, okay? She's not going to let the heartbreak hold her back anymore from being her true, powerful self. And so she intends to kind of, in a sense, I almost feel like the feminine tends to put her heartbreak on blast because she wants to acknowledge it, address it, and move past it. And I say that because with the Two of Swords and the Ace of Wands coming up in her desired outcome, I feel like the feminine really wants to just pretend like none of this is even happening. She doesn't want to make any decisions. She doesn't want to have to decide on what to do, quote unquote. She just wants to sit back and be blindfolded to what's going on with the masculine and let them figure their shit out, right? Because with the Ace of Wands coming in after that, she desires that passionate beginning. She desires the masculine on so many levels, as you can see here. But the issue is the feminine doesn't want some half-ass offer. She doesn't want the masculine coming in and offering her something that's not something she can keep, right? So that can be in the form of, you know, masculine offering friends with benefits type situation, or only offering some sort of sexual relationship with the feminine. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want a brand new beginning with someone that she can't actually have. And so even though she's aroused by the masculine, even though she's passionate about him and wants that new beginning, she's going to sit here and just wait and watch things unfold, because there's really no need for her to do anything. Okay, and she sees that. She is planning on sitting there and not making any moves. I think we actually saw that in the last reading too. But I think now the feminine's clear on the reason why she's doing so, and I think it's because she doesn't want the masculine in like any low vibrational energy, okay? She wants the masculine to come forward and be free and ready to spark this new beginning with her. But first, it begins with the truth, right? So as we can see here in the recent past, masculine's reviewing the truth, okay, thinking about it and perhaps studying the feminine and seeing what she's up to. Really understanding what it is that has kept them away from the feminine, and seeing where their state of lack, whether that be mental, physical, whatever, has kept them from moving into this brand new cycle. And the masculine doesn't just want sex. The masculine wants romance. But since the feminine has been kind of in the dark and doing her own thing, it's kind of like one of those things, like what can you kind of assume based on your circumstances, right? And so the feminine's in a place now where she's really got her heart set on union, okay? She knows that the truth needs to happen first, otherwise it's not really a complete wish come true. She has to transmute this heartbreak and remain in her power, and not allow any false starts to happen between her and the masculine, okay? So feminine's really just remaining strong and in her power and letting things unfold naturally. All right, so beautiful energy for both masculine and feminine. Let's go ahead and get some psychic tarot cards and see what the challenge is going to be for the masculine in the month of December. If I can shuffle these cards. Oh Lord, let me try not to drop any cards or blow out any candles with my powerful shuffling skills. Okay, so let's see what we have for the masculine. What is the challenge for the masculine? Oh, wow. One shot across the way. So we have the 5 of Cups, I believe. Emotional loss. Although I think green is Pentacles. Either way, emotional loss is the masculine's challenge. And what is the feminine's challenge? Gosh, my ear is itching. Someone's tickling me. Okay, what is with the feminine? What is the feminine's challenge for the month of December? I'm surprised my knees didn't crack just now, guys. Oh, somebody's been working out. Knees no longer cracking. Don't judge me. Okay, so we have emotional loss for the masculine and solitude for the feminine. Collectively, we have moving on. This is the 8 of Cups right here. And it's actually the 6 of Swords, but this is what I heard when I saw moving on was 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords is kind of the same energy, except that the 6 of Swords is more like moving away from manipulation, moving away from deceit and lies and perhaps just messed up communication, and moving forward to something that's calmer, more emotionally healing. And so I think that the challenge for the both of them is to really move on and allow themselves to heal truly, because what they're leaving behind perhaps could potentially just be hard to let go of, okay? And so as we know, for the masculine, we have the energy of needing to truly release the ego. Feminine, releasing the outcomes, the expectations. And so moving on and leaving behind an old cycle, or leaving behind one of your past selves per se, and evolving into a new you. It is difficult. Change is uncomfortable sometimes, okay? And so with the masculine, we have emotional loss, which is 5 of Pentacles. As you can see, we have the 5 of Pentacles over here in their intentions with the world. And so again, reiterating the masculine's struggle with lack, okay? So they could be, if you want to look at the traditional meaning of the 5 of Pentacles, they could be struggling with gaining stability financially, or this could just be them understanding that it's like the catch-22. While they were chasing that coin, while they were trying so hard to be financially stable, they realized that they were like leaving the feminine out in the cold, right? They had to take an emotional loss in order to pursue their, the physical realm, right? And so that's a struggle for the masculine. I think the fact that they know like how deeply they hurt the feminine, and just needing to move out of that place of being so obsessed with what they don't have and appreciating what they do have. Understanding that the feminine has been their desire this whole time, and really like releasing that death grip on whatever it is that they're holding on to, whatever they think or perceive that it is that they need to have or do in order to move forward in life. They don't need to do or have anything. They just need to be, right? They need to be who they are and go after what it is that they desire. So for the feminine, the struggle is solitude, okay? This is the Hermit. So Virgo energy here, but I think that really the feminine struggles sometimes with remembering that just because she's going through this alone, or just because she's feeling lonely going through this, that she's not actually alone, right? You're never alone. This is the same message that came up last week for the feminine. Feminine might struggle with feeling lonely, feeling like she's all by herself in this journey. But since this is the Hermit, I think that she could also be struggling to look within when it comes to why she feels that way, okay? Why she feels left out or why she feels abandoned. Gosh, guys, we have another commercial, and that one scared me even worse than the first one. Oh my gosh, my stomach just dropped all the way to the floor. What a lovely World Market commercial. P.S. I am not affiliated with World Market. This is not a paid partnership. So I'm going to get some angel cards, and these are archangel cards. It's called the Angels of Atlantis. And we're going to see, gosh, I can't even talk now. I'm all flustered from that damn commercial. We're going to see what Spirit's advice is moving forward for the masculine and the feminine. Golly. I guess some people leave on those mid-roll commercials. I don't know if you guys noticed, but YouTube updated things, and so there are commercials that flow through the middle of your videos now. Lovely. So let's see what the Angels of Atlantis have to say for the masculine. We'll get one more shuffle. I swear that commercial almost gave me a heart attack, guys. So let's see what we have for the masculine. So we have Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, inspiration. And for the feminine, another Archangel Gabriel card, benediction. So let's take a look and see what the book has to say. Where are you, Gabriel? Here we go. So, we have inspiration. Take a deep breath and visualize your breath force as a beautiful blue light filling you. Gabriel will guide you to connect with the flow of the universe with God's breath. When flow occurs, thus Gabriel removes the tensions and holding points that have prevented you from creating love and joy in your life. Inspiration means to be influenced by the divine, and if you can take several moments to enjoy Gabriel's breath as your breath, relaxation will abound and creative ideas will swiftly flow into your consciousness. Therefore, allow stillness to facilitate the flow. Pushing doesn't allow, it merely creates resistance. Chant Ra Amen 3 times for the channel of angelic inspiration to remain open, and yet protect yourself with the golden light around your aura as you move through the business of life. Thereby, you will protect the exquisite vulnerability of your soul's truth. So, guys, I'm hearing You're the Inspiration by Chicago. It's like the feminine is inspiring the masculine to be in this sacral chakra energy, right? It just was talking about creativity. This card talks about stimulating your creative power to manifest success. Okay? So the Archangel's advice is to just allow that to flow, okay? Allow it to flow, masculine. Just continue to let things flow. Oh gosh, it says flow here too. It supports our ability to flow with our desires. So for the feminine, we have benediction. So Gabriel wishes you to know that many blessings are sent to you from the angelic kingdoms. Simply yield to this. Don't resist. Just let go. Y'all. Emergence. What did we talk about at the beginning? Feminine is just letting things happen and being so thankful and happy about it. She's not fussing. She's not forcing. She's just letting it go. So the joy and love you'll receive as flow directly from the source will surpass anything else you may experience. These feelings are the virtues that will always be received in the holy instant of benediction. Wow. So the angel's service is to be a loving conduit for the divine, lifting away any challenge you may experience. Fear makes us unaware of the angels. Surrender the grip of fear and your blessings will accrue. Say a prayer like Hail Mary, full of grace, as a song to the divine feminine, illuminating the nature of your connection with the holy ones. So, feminine, this is an urgent calling for you to just remain connected with source. Okay? Remain connected with your divine feminine energy and allow things to just go the way they're supposed to go, right? Allow them to just be. Trust that the divine is orchestrating things and bringing that love and joy into your life, okay? Because it was always promised to you and it always will be yours. You just have to live in that same energy of source, of oneness, of love. So this is really beautiful energy for the feminine, and super powerful energy for the masculine. I'm going to get some messages from both ends, as well as a dedication, a song dedication. And for those of you who keep up with my decks, I am coming out with a new deck. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. But it is a messages deck, and it is available for purchase on makeplayingcards.com. And all of that information is listed in my social media. So let's see what the divine feminine has to say to the masculine. What messages does the feminine want the masculine to be aware of? Oh, goodness. Well then, let's journey to the floor and see what we have. Okay, so we have 3 messages from the feminine. We have, I am beautiful inside and out. So feminine's aware that she is beautiful, she's powerful, she doesn't need to abide by any certain standards. She understands she's just beautiful as is, right? And that's really beautiful, right? Feminine, you are beautiful. You are powerful too. And you don't need anything extra. You're just beautiful as you are. So I no longer allow the past to have control over my emotions. So let's go back to the High Priestess and the 3 of Swords. So feminine is no longer allowing that heartbreak or that label or that stigma that's been placed on her of heartbreak to control her or to affect her. She's transmuting that, and she's standing in her raw power anyway, okay? And then we have music has a whole new meaning now that you're in my life. So feminine is starting to understand what all the love songs are about, right? She's starting to see, you know, the true meaning of behind lyrics perhaps. And I know in my own personal experience, like you hear songs your whole life, but you never really think about what they mean until you have someone that actually means something in your life. Someone that exemplifies the feeling that you get when you hear those songs. And so that's really, really powerful. So let's see what the masculine would like to say to the feminine. What messages do we have from the masculine to the feminine and the 5D and beyond? No, it fell on the floor. Let's see, do we have anything else? We have one more. And okay. I am learning to let go and accept the things I cannot control. That's good. I mean, everybody kind of needs to do that. So that's good on you, masculine. All right, let's see what has fallen. Oh, there goes the knee cracking. It was bound to happen eventually. All right, so wow, I am awake. So masculine's woke. Like I said, they're understanding now consciously what it is, what happened, you know, where they went wrong, where they missed the opportunity that was there for them. And they're seeing things for how they truly are now. So that is good. Very, very good. I didn't know what love was until you came into my life. I just mentioned that earlier. Masculine didn't know what that was even about. They didn't realize what it truly was until they met their empress, their divine feminine, okay? And so any relationships that the masculine has been in hasn't really truly been the same, okay? Has not been the same. I'm connecting with my higher self for guidance, which is very important for the masculine to be doing. Because, you know, it's always better to consult with your higher self than it is to consult with people, right? Other people. So I think the masculine, again, is kind of keeping to himself with this Page of Swords energy, and just really trying to figure things out and learn and study and become more and more aware and awake. And finally, we have, I understand how important this connection is. So once again, reiterating everything that we just talked about, okay? They see it now. They see now where things might have looked really shitty. They missed the opportunity with the feminine. They understand how important this is now. And they see how important they were to the feminine as well. Regardless of what heartbreak was caused, it was all necessary. Like I said with the Four of Cups, all of that was necessary in order for the divine to bring in that cup of love, right? And so while masculine works on filling his own cup, feminine continues to desire that union, that spiritual union. So really beautiful energy for both masculine and feminine. Let's see what we have from the musical messages deck. So not only am I coming out with a new messages deck, and that is going to be called Love Messages from the 5D, but I'm also working on a volume 2 of the musical messages deck. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to have all of that stuff released by the end of December. And so I'm not really going to say from masculine or feminine. These are just general songs for the both, just as messages. So, and I think this is kind of mutual energy here. So let's see. We have Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. So as we know, this is from the Fools Rush In soundtrack, okay? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. So it's that impulse feeling. It's not something that you plan or that you try to do. You can't help when you meet that person. You can't help falling for them. You can't help wanting to be with them and spend your time with them and get to know them. It's surely going to happen, right? And so there's this air of feeling like this connection was meant to be or supposed to happen. And so going along with the masculine's messages here, and understanding how important this connection is, I think that's really, really cool how that coincides. So we also have Talking to the Moon and Somewhere Out There. So both songs about singing to the moon, talking to the moon. So at night, when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself talking to the moon, trying to get to you in hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I just a fool who sits alone talking to the moon by Bruno Mars? And then we have Somewhere Out There by Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram. So even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star. And so, I really feel like both masculine and feminine are continuing to kind of hold on to that dream, continuing to try to connect with one another, and just growing and evolving each day. So really beautiful energy, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I did very much. If you have any questions for me or would like to schedule a private reading, please, like I said, feel free to check me out on my social media pages. All of my Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff is going to be down in the description box below. Other than that, like I said, stay tuned for my full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini reading that will be released tomorrow. And other than that, guys, I love you. I will see you soon. Bye.